Hey y'all, what's shaking? It's your girl, Soul Sister Shelley. Happy Wisdom Wednesday. Hope everybody is doing amazing. I have my timer set for 6 minutes to talk to you all about resilience tonight. I just got off a meeting where I was discussing this with a group of a board of 5 individuals where I was leading the meeting. And I thought, why wouldn't I share? Because sharing is caring. So I want to talk to y'all about resilience. And this is something that I absolutely am qualified to speak about. I mean, come on now, y'all. Oh, my comeback kings and queens. Like, I am a rising phoenix, okay? You see this, fam? Before I start my timer. This is the Soul Sister Shelley Bible right here, okay? You see how torn and tattered this is? You see this phoenix on there? I keep this thing under lock and key. Y'all have no idea what's up in here. This is my brainchild. Hi, Kurt. I hang on to this thing like ain't nobody's business. So on this Wisdom Wednesday in the library with my notes, I got my notes and my 6-minute timer. Let's see if I can make the magic happen, fam. I'm going to talk to y'all about resilience because I know about resilience. And I want all my comeback kings and queens to know about it too. Because the road to resilience is the pathway to peace, fam. That's all there is to it. And I'm talking to y'all about, living an abundant life full of peace and love and joy, right? Why wouldn't I want you all to know how to get down the road to resilience? Because quite frankly, if you're a comeback king or queen, you are, the way I look at it, resistance royalty. Like, put your crown on. Not your halo, because we're not perfect. We don't pretend to be. None of us are. Okay? We all fall short. But I'm telling you what, if you master resilience, and I believe I have mastered this because I've come back 1 or 2 times, and every single time I come back stronger, smarter, and more powerful, because that's what a phoenix does. They come back from the ashes refined, stronger, smarter, and more powerful. So in this 6-minute live, believe it or not, I'm going to tell y'all what we're going to do and what we're not going to do to master resilience. And before I start my timer, I have to let everybody know, every single one of y'all know that I'm human. Believe it or not, contrary to popular belief, I'm human, and I had a major meltdown this weekend. Major. Like, if anybody can relate to not leaving the bed for a day or two, that was Soul Sister Shelley. Ask my fam. I could tag some of my peeps in this. It was a Saturday to Sunday till Monday thing. I pulled myself out of the trenches yesterday. So that's why I want to speak on this, because I thought I'm going to start making some notes. I'm like, how did I do this? How did I do it yet again? All right, here we go. 6 minutes. Let's see if I can make the magic happen. All right, listen, y'all. It sucks getting burned. There ain't no 2 ways about it. Like, as a matter of fact, my face is getting hot right now. Talking about this right there, that feeling right there, talking about that, ooh, it makes me hot. Look, I'm getting hot thinking about it. And I'm contemplating, I almost want to flip a coin on whether I'm going to talk about what we don't do first or what we do first. Let's talk about what we don't do first, and then I'm going to tell us what we're going to do. If you take notes, grab your pen. Everything's going to start with an R just because I'm that kind of teach. So, here we go. 6 minutes. Let's see if I can make it happen. Woo! I'm nervous. Here we go. I feel like I'm on like some kind of game show. Like, you only got 6 minutes to make this stuff happen. All right. Listen, y'all, when we get burned, obviously we're hurt and often we're angry. And we want to lash out. It's kind of a human reaction sometimes. But the worst thing that I think that we can do is to try to seek revenge, okay? The best revenge is massive success. So the best thing that you can do when you get thrown to the wolves is come back leading the pack, living your best life. That is what I have learned. You don't have to try to get back at anybody. You just keep showing up for yourself and let your results speak for themselves. So number one that you're not going to do if you're taking notes is you're not going to seek revenge. Karma is very, very real. And if somebody has hurt you, you're not going to try to hurt them back, because guess what? The wheel keeps turning. And if you try to hurt them back, it's going to come back around. Maybe not from them and maybe not in the same way, but trust and believe it will come back. All right. Number two, what you're not going to do is all this kind of rebound stuff. And this goes for relationships. I know too many times, and I speak for myself. I haven't done this in a long, long time, but I know many of us do. Trying to find that one other person that's going to fill the gap, fill the void, fill that empty space, or you're just going to show that person that you can do better. Or I've had it done to me plenty of times where people are like, oh, okay, they're going to level up, right? They're going to show me that they can do better. No, because the problem is you don't heal. So not only did you hurt somebody or did you get hurt by somebody, then you're going to try to get somebody else to fill the void. Well, that's no way to move on. Filling the void is not a way to be resilient. That's basically just filling some empty space that can only be filled by you to begin with. The person that even hurt you that never filled it to begin with. So don't do the revenge. Don't do the rebound. Don't sit in regret. Number three, don't sit in regret. If you did something wrong or if they did something wrong, doesn't even really matter. You cannot sit in regret. I've talked about this many, many, many times on my lives, but like shame and guilt and anger and all those bad feelings, regret is not really on the it's not on the Hawkins scale. The Hawkins scale, if y'all want to look it up, but I only have 6 minutes, so I can't tell y'all about it. Don't sit in regret about, oh, I shouldn't have done this, or I shouldn't have given someone that chance or that opportunity, or I should have known better. I've been so guilty of that. I should have known better. Why didn't I realize? I've been through this before. What's wrong with me? How didn't I see it? All these red flags. This has happened to me before. Why am I not smart enough to realize? The longer you're sitting in that regret, you can't bounce back. You can't be a comeback king or queen. You can't go down that road of resilience to the pathway to peace if you're sitting in regret. So don't sit in regret. And number four, don't ruminate. Ruminate meaning you can't sit and just obsess over it and think and think and think. Now, ruminating means I actually looked up the word ruminate. It means to think deeply about something. It's okay to think deeply about things. Thank you for that, love. You go, girl. Thanks, Kurt, if that was you. But you can't think. You're allowed to think deeply about things. We're supposed to think deeply about things, but you cannot obsess over things, because to be resilient and to bounce back or be a comeback king or queen or be resilient royalty, you cannot obsess over things. If we sit and obsess over things, you cannot move on. You cannot go on to do the things that we need to do that are healthy. These are the healthy things that we need to do. So no revenge, no rebounds, no regrets, and no rumination. This is what we will do. This is how we rise from the ashes. This is how we reach for the stars and we become the rock stars that we always were. And we always were. We knew we were before somebody tried to convince us otherwise. All right, you're going to stop and reflect on how awesome you are, okay? And if nobody's told you lately, let me be your number one cheerleader, all right? You're going to reflect on all the other times in your life that you've done amazing things and all the other times that you've come back from stuff. So you're going to reflect on those things, and then you're going to reflect and recognize on what you should have or could have done differently. If it's something that you could have done differently, rectify that. Don't repeat the mistake. If it's something that they could have done differently, recognize that in other people. Recognize that in situations. Recognize that there's patterns that you have in your life that you need to change. Either you need to change things about yourself, or you need to change that about other people that you're allowing in your life, or the boundaries that you haven't set, or the things that you're you're doing that are causing you to be in these situations that are causing you hurt and pain over and over and over again. After you reflect and you recognize it, you're going to release it. And I've talked about this before. Listen, if your hands are like this, y'all, you can't get any good stuff in. I'm just saying, you got to open up your fist. You have to release things to receive things. So you're going to reflect and recognize what you could have done differently. You're going to release it. You got to let it go. I cried that out so hard that it was an ugly cry. It was so ugly. I'm just saying. And then you're going to receive, because once you let it go, let it go, let it flow. Let it go, let it flow, fam. Let it go, let it flow. Then you're able to get the good stuff in, but you got to let the bad stuff go. You got to empty out the cup to fill the cup back up. You got to pour out the old stuff from the old wine sacks to get the new wine in. You know what I'm saying? Anyone picking up what I'm putting down? And then I'll tell you what I did. I rested. If you caught the beginning of this live, if you didn't, go back and watch it. Because the beginning of this live, I said I stayed in bed. And I didn't feel guilty about it at all. I'm a person that goes nonstop. I burn the candle at both ends, to the point that I have to be completely transparent and authentic with you all, because I love you, and authenticity is the only way to be. I stayed in bed from basically like Saturday night, all day Sunday, and finally got myself moving about Monday at 1. And that's something that in the past that I would have ruminated about how bad I felt about the fact that I had. Anybody ever been there? Show me some love if you have. You already feel bad. You already are sad. You're already beating yourself up. And then you decide to rest, which is exactly what my body needed. Physically, it needed it. Emotionally, it needed it. Psychologically, I needed it. But in the past, I would take that time, but then I'd beat myself up. I'd ruminate over the fact like, oh my gosh, all I did was lay around for 2 to 3 days. Oh my gosh, I didn't get anything done. Oh my gosh, I'm so pathetic. Oh my gosh, what a waste of time. Oh my gosh, I'm so behind. And I just would ruminate over that time I lost. No, This is how much I've grown, and this is why I share, because sharing is caring. By the time I got myself up and about Monday at 1, I was like, okay, you're back. That's all right. You needed to take that time. You needed to rest. You needed to cry. You needed to purge. I mean, I don't know about the rest of y'all, but 2024 was one heck of a year for me. My dad nearly passed, and I nearly lost him in a motorcycle accident. I moved 4 times. If anybody's ever moved, once is enough. I moved 4 times across 3 states. I lost my stepfather. And that's just, this isn't about me. I'm just saying that all that came to the surface. The whole full moon, they always get me, either in a good way or, they're always intense for me. And so I just was like, you know what? If you got to stay in bed for 3 days, baby, you go ahead and do it, Shell. You go ahead and do it. If you need to cry and get on your knees and, yell, punch a pillow. I punched a pillow. I was punching a pillow. And then when I finally got that out, when I purged all that out, I reflected on everything I'd already come through. I recognized maybe what I could have done differently over this past year, where I'd gone wrong, where I'd given people chances I shouldn't have, where I could have stepped up, where I didn't, what I could have done better that I will do better moving forward. I released it. I was like, okay, that's the old Shelley. That's what I won't do anymore. And I'm going to let that go so I can get the new stuff in. And I rested, and I just decided I was going to take all that good stuff in. And in this Shelley and 6, I want all my comeback kings and queens to know that is how you rise from the ashes. That is how you become this right here. That's how you become that B-I-T. She knees. That's how you go down the road to resilience. That's how you go down the pathway to peace. That's how you live an abundant life full of peace, love, and joy. Because let me tell you all something, and I'll close with this. Do not think for a minute, if you do not follow me, please hit follow, hit allow notifications, because it's just starting to get good, because this is what I want you all to know, and I think this is very, very important. For those of you who've been with me from the beginning, I love you all so much, and you could confirm this or attest to this, but I think it's just really, I've learned that it's very, very important for me to be. Hi, Craig. Craig can attest to this. Craig. Hey, Jessica. Jessica, you could probably attest to this too. I don't know how much my content you've seen, girl, but I know you've known me since yay high. But this is what I think's important, fam, for all of us, not just me. But when I talk about this meltdown that I had this weekend, the further I get along in this journey, the more important I think it is to express to the collective, to all y'all out there listening to me, that just because, you know, in 2019, actually this started for me in like 2017, 2019 it started getting thick, 2020 I was like, ooh, something got to change. 2021, 2022, maybe I started taking a turn. But the bottom line is, just because you come on the upswing, life is mountains and valleys, y'all. I talk about that all the time, and I always have from the very beginning. I mean, you can go back and watch my lives. That's what I've been doing a lot of, and taking my content and trying to go through it and decide what I'd pull out for stages and what I would put on YouTube and how I would, which way I'd start moving. And I really have just seen such a trend and the things that I say and the consistency in what I say and the facts are, it is not a like this, it sucks, and then you climb, and then you're forever happy. No. Am I right? Am I right? The reality is, I believe that it is all mountains and valleys. And I believe that the deeper the valley is and the harder the climb, the more you appreciate the view. And I believe the greater your gratitude gets, and often the harder it is, when you get up there, you really, really do appreciate it. But the wiser you get and the more grounded you get, you learn to understand that not only to appreciate that, but to know, not that it's fleeting, but inevitably, there is going to be something else that's going to come and knock you. It's just the road to resilience, the pathway to peace is how long, when you go down that slope again, how long are you going to be in that valley? Because there were times where I was in that valley for years. There were times that addictions overtook me. There were times where I was so lost in the dark and so not knowing who I was for years and like decades at a time, if you want to know the truth. But now it's a more of a, when I talk about my comeback kings and queens, hi Mike, hey y'all, hi Vince. When I talk about my, you know, that the mastery comes in that there is going to be dark times and there's going to be the light times. It's the dance between the dark and the light, that knowing that that time will come and the peace comes, and the road to resilience is knowing that this is here and I have to embrace it. I know I'm sad. I know this is hard, and there's nothing I can do. There was absolutely nothing I could do about my bonus dad passing, who is one of the most incredible men, anyone that ever knew him could attest to this, that walked the earth. And I'm not just saying that from a biased point of view. I truly am not. And taken very untimely. And there was no way and that happened in September, at the end of September. Well, I muscled through October and November and December and January. along with many other things, as many of you have. Like I said, this isn't about me. But we go through all these things, and sometimes we go on and on and on. And then I know for me specifically, I just hit walls sometimes. And it's okay to hit a wall. And it's okay to allow yourself to just be like, ugh, I just can't. I just can't. But the way that you bounce back is that you don't seek revenge. Your revenge is massive success. You don't go trying to seek rebounds. Could be anything. It could be other people. It could be addictions. It could be just avoiding the problem altogether and pretending it's not even there. Like avoiding the grief, avoiding the sadness, avoiding the loss. You can't live in regret. The woulda, coulda, shouldas. I wish I would have spent more time with him. I wish I would have this. I wish I would have that. And you can't obsess over that. You reflect on it. You recognize what you could have done differently. You release it so that you can receive the goodness in your life, because you can't sit in that sadness. Hi, Tiffany. How are you? You and Jason. And then you rest. Give yourself the time to rest, because that's how you rise from the ashes like a phoenix, baby. Reach for the stars. Be the rock star that you all are. I said I wasn't going to cry. I said that right before I hit live, I swear. I was praying before. I always pray before I come on. I say all the time, let it reach the right people and give me the right words to say at the right time. Don't let me ever offend anyone or trigger anyone. Let it fall on the right people at the right time and give me the right words. And this time I said, and don't let me cry. That's all right. It's okay. It's okay. So I hope that helps somebody. Resilience is the capacity to withstand or recover quickly from difficulties. Number 2 definition is the ability of a subject or object to spring back into shape. Rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat. Spring back into shape, all my comeback kings and queens. I love that. Turn your struggles into strength. I love that too. All right. Your resistance royalty, fam. So, Miss Shelley's here to say, Soul Sister Shelley says, I taught PE today, so my hair was kind of a mess. I didn't wear this to PE, for the record. I had a meeting tonight. I had to change. So all my comeback kings and queens, all my resilience, a royalty, just shine your crown, set it on top. And you know what? Rise from the ashes, baby. I share because sharing is caring. Okay? I want y'all to live an abundant life. I do. So you know what I'm going to do? Yeah. Rock the side pony. And I'm going to send you good vibes, good vibes. Lots and lots and lots of good vibes. Ooh, I'm hot. Ugh. Follow. Set up for notifications. It's going to be a great 2025. I got a feeling that tonight's going to be a good night. Send y'all good vibes, good vibes. Hi, Jason Caulfield. Lots and lots and lots of good vibes. Peace, love, and joy. Oh, gotta love those hearts. Hey, show me some love. Mwah, 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 mwah. Send me some stars. Smooches. Mwah. Peace.